Hello friends, welcome back to another episode of r/IDontWorkHereLady, where you can find stories about some real oblivious people. So I hope you're all doing awesome today. Be sure to like and subscribe, and let's get right into it. Don't touch a crossing guard stop sign. So this is a yes, I work here, just not what you think. First off, I'm a 34-year-old female, and I'm a school crossing guard. You know the look. I have the bright yellow vest and a big red sign. Even better, I won a matching yellow reflective hat when I embarrassed myself during my first training demo. Thus, I am all kitted out. So just remember that the key color here is yellow. Now recently, some big cellular companies started installing fiber optics beneath the ground near our school. And by near, I mean drilling and destroying the sidewalks, like the ones I cross at. Like literally am posted on, having to dance around cones and not fall into holes. So naturally, there are lots of reflective cones, blocked off areas, and most importantly, big dudes in orange vests and hard hats. Anyways, it's a hot mess. The kids are confused, the parents are irate, and I'm running my butt off. But we're getting through it. The rush was hectic, but we found our rhythm and the crowds start to thin. Then this one Karen parks in the bike lane, and halfway in one of my crosswalks, and right where the dudes are digging up the sidewalk, i.e. the worst place possible. Thinking she's just a mom trying to pick up her kids. Not the way to do it. I rushed over, hoping my eyes looked friendly, because my smile was hidden behind my mask. "Afternoon, ma'am. I'm afraid I have to ask you..." She interrupts. "You are seriously bad at your job." I stop short and say, come again, ma'am? "I've been watching you and you are doing it wrong. People could get hit because of you." I am beginning to panic because I am very alert, but maybe I'm off my game? I start reviewing the few minutes that had passed, wondering if I made any big mistakes. I've been covering my 3 corners fine, I let cars go fine, and managed watching cars go into a turning lane that was now used for incoming traffic, without anyone dying, but I'm not allowed to direct traffic, so I am thoroughly confused. And I say, "I'm so sorry, but could you elaborate?" "I don't want excuses, I want you to do your job. You're supposed to let a certain amount of cars go at a time, and you're not even trying to keep the kids off the road," said Karen. I said. Then I see my late stragglers approach, and by this time I just want to ignore the lady that isn't making any sense. So I begin moving away so I can cross my kids. And this Karen, this scrawny beanpole of a lady, grabs my sign. Or tries to take it, but my sign is my baby. No one grabs my sign. "Whoa, ma'am," I said. "I'll direct traffic myself," said Karen. I start to catch on. "Ma'am, please let go of my stop sign. I am not part of the construction crew." Somehow, she heard that. She also heard my kids rushing over to ask if I'm okay, calling me by my surname. Even parents are starting to call over to me to see what was going on. Karen turns white and lets go of my sign. You work for the school?" Karen asked. Clutching my sign, I say, "Yes, ma'am." "Oh, well, you shouldn't wear the same vests." Again, I'm in yellow, the crew is in orange. I look at my vest, then at the 2 workers, then back at my vest. I was trying to be subtle, then forgot that 5-year-olds are not. And one of my kinders scoffs at this lady. The kinder says, "Lady? She is in yellow. They are in orange. Even I can tell them apart." Yes, I love this kid. Karen blinks once, just once, then spins around and runs for her car. That's it, just runs from a sassy 5-year-old. I wish I could have given this kid a hug. Edit. Thank you to those that are bringing up the potential that Karen could have been colorblind. I did not think of that, and I hope that I didn't offend anyone. But you guys are right, she could have been colorblind, and that does put things into perspective. You gotta love it when a Karen actually gets told off by a 5-year-old. And in terms of her possibly being colorblind, that still does not excuse the way she handled this. No matter how or why she might have been confused about whether or not OP worked for the school or for the construction crew, it could have been easily clarified by just asking, but instead tried to take OP's sign and show her how to do her job. So if she was colorblind, that doesn't really matter much. Harpy dings a Karen's brand new Jaguar. This happened earlier this evening. I work at a hospital as an ER nurse, which means when I start at 7 a.m., by 9 in the morning, all the I possess are gone, and by the end of my 12.5-hour shift, I'm pretty much just done with people in general. Don't get me wrong, I love my job, but fighting Darwinism can be exhausting. So after a rather grueling shift, I stopped by the grocery store for dinner. I'm tired and feeling super lazy at this point, so even though I'm only grabbing a couple of things, I use a regular cart, because I can lean on it. I do my shopping, pay for my goods, and head out to my truck. Just to inform, no khakis were involved here. Store employees wear dark brown slacks, white-colored shirts, and ties. I was wearing an Incredibles scrub top. Yes, the animated movie. No, you can't judge me. And bright blue scrub pants. After loading my groceries, I of course returned my wheeled crutch, shopping cart, to the corral and returned to my truck, when a harpy with a resting bitch face screams across the lot, "Boy, I'm done. You can take my cart now." Huh? I say. I know I look young, but really? Boy? Come over here and take my cart. Yeah, I don't work here, sorry. Just do your damn job and take my cart. That's gonna be a hard no from me, sorry. I start again back towards my truck. Harpy at this point decides to thrust her cart towards me. It rolls, and to me it's like a train wreck. I want to look away, but I can't. I'm mesmerized by the free-range movement of this cart as it runs right into the Jaguar. A nice clean one, with dealer plaques still on where the license plates should be. And a woman who totally looked like a Karen, you know the type, just getting out. The Karen obviously starts screaming and hollering, as only a Karen can. Harpy is trying to blame me for not running out to catch the cart. I'm trying very hard not to start laughing. I finally get back to my truck as Harpy is screaming at me to stop, because this is my fault because I should have collected her cart in the first place. The last thing I heard before closing my door and driving off was the Karen screaming at Harpy about how, quote, "He's effing wearing scrubs. How could any idiot think he works here?" I think this was the first time I've ever rooted for a Karen. That's my hoodie, not a dog leash. So this just happened. I'm a 38-year-old female and I've worked different retail and customer service jobs most of my life, and I've dealt with my share of entitled customers at work. I've even been mistaken as an employee at a bunch of stores, but this was my first confrontational experience as a customer. My daughter and I were at Wally World getting dog food and a couple last-minute ingredients for dinner. I'm loading a large bag of dog food while trying to keep a toddler entertained. When it happened, an entitled Karen appeared. Obnoxiously pink outfit, fake gaudy jewelry, badly dyed hair, and nails long enough to make a tiger jealous. I didn't even know she was there until I felt a sharp jab in the shoulder with those nails. I turned around to an expression that could curdle milk. I say, "Yes?" "Load 4 bags of dog food in my cart," she demanded, pointing at the 40-pound bag I just loaded into my cart. No please, no polite would you, could you. Just a terse order like she was talking to someone so beneath her that she couldn't be bothered saying anything else. I wasn't even slightly resembling a worker, since I was wearing jeans, sneakers, and a black hoodie from a local haunted house. Not to mention my daughter in the cart next to me. Still, I wasn't in a rush and my daughter wasn't being fussy. If Karen had asked nicely, I would have gladly helped. I've done that a bunch of times before and have always been glad to help, so long as I got a please and thank you from the person I'm helping. Instead, I just said, "I don't work here, I'm shopping." I was hoping that being direct and staying close to my daughter would show that I was busy. But no, her lip curled even harder and sounded insulted when she said, "So you're not going to help me?" I just said, "No, I need to finish my shopping." Not wanting to risk getting caught up in one of the many I Don't Work Here Lady stories that I read, I grabbed my cart with my daughter and started walking away. I just wanted to get us away from that situation ASAP. This was my mistake. Never turn your back on a rabid animal. I barely registered Karen's indignant huff before she grabbed me by the hood of my sweater and yanked. This freaked me out from suddenly being choked. I am someone that's been trained in self-defense, martial arts, and was raised around a bunch of bikers. If maternal instincts weren't telling me to get my daughter out of danger, I probably would have done a lot more damage to the woman than I did. I swung my arm back as hard as I could to force her to let go. I made contact with something hard enough that she let go with a yelp, and I hightailed it to the front of the store to report what happened. The employees, manager, and security were on their game, and immediately went looking for Karen as soon as I told them what happened and gave a description. Unfortunately, Karen was gone by the time they went looking for her. The manager still contacted police and a report was filed. I definitely wanted to press charges if I could. According to security, after I hit the woman's bracelet-covered wrist with my closed fist and ran off, she looked really upset and insulted. but then got an oh crap look. She started looking around until she looked directly at a camera, then grabbed her purse and sprinted out of the store, leaving her cart and groceries behind. Guess she wasn't a complete idiot after all and realized how badly she messed up. The manager promised to keep an eye out for her. The police said they would contact me if needed. My hand got bruised from how hard I hit her, and she left a line on my neck from trying to choke me. My daughter had no idea that anything bad happened. She was giggling when I was running her and the cart to the front. The next day I got a call from the officer I talked to. Either Karen grew a conscience or someone forced her to turn herself in. She showed up at the police station the next day, looking like a scolded puppy when she got there. Officer's description. The officer asked if I still wanted to press charges, and said she'd likely get probation or community service. I told him that I did still want to. Part of me wonders, did she actually feel bad? Did her husband/wife or whatever ask her why she didn't have the dog food and force her to confess? Or did she come in so she wouldn't be arrested and get a lighter sentence? I don't know. I'm just surprised that she did. Right track, wrong train. I'm a physical therapist and work at an outpatient office. It's located in one of those strip mall plazas where there's a string of multiple businesses together. A guy walked into the office with his kid. I was over at my desk doing my charting, and he calls out to me. He says he wants to rent an RV. There's an RV store right next to the physical therapy office. So I was like, oh, I'm actually a physical therapist, and this is a PT office. The RV place you're looking for is the next door down. Simple, right? No. This is where you go to rent RVs. This is where the mapper address told him to go. I explained again that it's right next door. The next door down is the RV place. This is a physical therapy office. The RVs are even parked over on that side in the next lot. For some reason, he just kept getting really mad and insisting he was here to rent an RV. And I had to tell him a couple more times that I couldn't do that because this is a physical therapy office, not an RV rental business. Suddenly, a door to one of the treatment rooms opens, and a man comes out pushing his elderly mother in a wheelchair. This is indeed a medical establishment. The man at the door looked at them with angry surprise and actually scowled, realizing I was telling the truth. Unable to admit to this easy mistake, however, he then looked at me, pissed, and said to his son, "Come on, let's get out of here. This lady is kinda rude," and left in a huff. So that was how my rudeness cost our physical therapy office an RV sale. I didn't get my commission that day. Alright guys, that's going to be it for today. Thank you for watching. Be sure to like if you enjoyed and also subscribe to the channel for more. So take care, I'll see you all next time.